all started with this tweet. So this account called ethnicity. I see what you did here. Well, I hate to be that person that makes callouts, but my PayPal protection expired and I want a refund. I pre-ordered a Ray Bubbles hoodie from Araculture in November of 2023, only to receive a label print notification in July 2024. With no update past that point. It has been well over a year since my label was printed and the package was never dropped off at the post office. I have emailed them over 10 times in the past 2 years asking for updates. I have reasonable suspicion that the label was printed so that it was marked as fulfilled in the backend of their site to avoid e-seller penalties. The few responses I did get, I was told my package never shipped because they never received the merchandise from the factory. But why would you print a shipping label, effectively starting the shipping process for merch you claim to not have yet? And he's right, that is odd. Not only this, but I know that claim to be untrue because I have been to their booth at convention and seen the merchandise being sold there. People in Ray's Discord have purchased the exact hoodie in person. An employee has actively tried to sell me the sweatshirt at one con and I informed them I actually pre-ordered it and I'm still waiting, and still the issue went unresolved. I can't even send emails anymore because their inbox is full. That's crazy that their inbox is full. Clean your inbox. Your business. I've seen countless other complaints similar to mine. People noticing this brand prioritizing their in-person sales over their pre-orders. This is honestly just so frustrating. I tried to request my refund privately and professionally, but I exhausted all of my avenues for that, so now I have to make a post publicly that I really would have loved to avoid. Please refund my order. I don't want it anymore. Delivery incomplete and tracking is not available. This is the photo of the label being printed, and this is them messaging them. And this is another person in Ray's community that did receive the hoodie. And let me just add it does not escape me that their pre-order window, 6 months, is the exact same length as PayPal purchase protection, which is 180 days. If you give them the benefit of the doubt, you're effectively throwing away any ability to file a case privately. But the thing is, it could have just been one mishandled order, right? But there is so much more that came out after. Then there's August Anomaly that also created a Google Doc. Summary, I began discussing with Araculture regarding a merch drop in August in 2024. The merch drop went public in mid-December 2024 with no issues. However, as of today, October 7, 2025, roughly 70% of the orders that include my products appearing on my affiliate portal have not made it to the purchaser. The most recent order made was on January 7, 2025, and for most of these missing orders, the final update was made in mid-April 2025 when the shipping label was printed. Despite several attempts to contact Araculture over the last 7 months regarding order updates and my payment, the majority of my community's order remain in limbo and I have not seen a single cent of my payout. I have also sent Araculture extremely cut and dry requests to have orders fulfilled or refunded, and even collected information from my community regarding their orders to help Araculture make sense of this mess. As of now, these messages have been ignored for nearly a month. However, it was only after Cantasy made a public statement on October 5th, 2025 regarding her missing order from Ray Bubbles' 2023 merch release that I received a reply from Araculture the very next day. But for me, this is too little too late. I'm no longer interested in quietly resolving the long-standing issues I have had with Araculture as a merch partner. Too many people have been affected by these problems and we need accountability and more transparency. So I was ignored privately until their business issues were brought up publicly by Cantasy. 2, I care about my community's damn money. And 3, I'm far from the only merch partner who has been treated this way, and my experiences are not a one-off. They are a pattern. I've spoken to many Araculture merch partners in depth and we've all had similar issues, even going as far back as 2023. Communication below is a record of communication that I've had with Araculture staff since the planning stages of my merch drop. During the set of my merch drop, I paid for and provided all art that would be used. So she paid upfront for the art. It went pretty smoothly and we launched everything on time. At this phase, I was happy with the amount and speed of communication, which was mostly led by Aruna. And I've also had communications with Aruna, and she's always been very pleasant to deal with. So I'll just say that. So are you okay? Everything seems good. They seem very happy so far. But of course, when you pay for your art, you kind of want to make your money back with the sales, and it seems like she never even received her payment. Post merch drop. Following the pre-order period, I knew that it would take time to receive the merch items from the manufacturer and ship them out, so I stepped back for a while and waited for updates. However, it was in March that I began to feel concerned about a possible breakdown in communication. Over the next 5 months, I sent periodic pings to request information regarding order fulfillment and to receive my payment. In return, I would sometimes get a promise to have X thing done that day, which did not happen, or I'd just be completely ignored. Hi, Aruna, hope you're doing well. I just wanted to check in about my merch payout, the merch partner role, and where we're at in terms of product shipping out people orders from my drop. Hey, let me text Araculture to talk to you about that. Sweet, thank you. So Araculture responds, hey, August, I've ordered all your drops items. I'll be calculating your cut today and I'll have that sorted. Awesome, I appreciate it. It's weird that they're calculating it by hand. Usually it's just like all automatically done through like this program that's built in. Hello guys, could we set up my merch payout and merch partner role sometime soon? Pinged again, and then she doesn't get a response till 10 more days. But even from April 23 to May 6, there's a big gap in communication. And she's like, I just wanted to check this again. 1 second, we'll have it today, a full breakdown. Now we're in July. She first asked to be set up in February. Okay, sorry, we're in June. She says, no worries. Hey, could we do this soon? Now we're in July. And then this is on July 16. July 24, they finally sent her a Google Doc. It looks good to me, thanks. Could I have your PayPal? By early August, my PayPal email was requested. I thought I had provided it long before. I anticipated to receive a payment soon after this, but heard nothing. By September, I was incredibly antsy, having heard many stories from my community members about their orders never progressing, being sent to the wrong addresses, receiving other people's orders, and so on. Oh my god, this is a mess. I sent 2 very clear messages requesting order fulfillment or refunds to be issued. I even went out of my way to collect information regarding missing orders from my community. Still, I did not get a response until the day after Cantasy made a public post about her missing order, which garnered a fair bit of attention. I wanted this fixed ASAP, so I offered to have my mods collect order information from my community for Araculture so that things could be sent out or refunded. So 6 months in limbo. She still doesn't get a response right away. There's 18 orders that need to be fulfilled. And Araculture is like, okay, we'll send them out today. Below is the only communication I've had with Araculture regarding my merch fulfillment in private DMs outside of the Araculture Discord. Hello, working on current orders. I'll have updates for you soon since I'm out of the shop. Awesome, thanks. Hey, updates again. I finished the orders I could with your Daki. Keychains and acrylic stands come next week. Thanks for your hard work. Some of my chatters have gotten their stickers already. Okay, some updates, orders going out now. Secondly, community experiences. As you saw above, the merch was present at their warehouse in mid-April, and I was told that after the keychains and acrylic standees were on hand, all of my orders would be complete. However, the actual state of my orders do not reflect this at all. It seems a majority of the shipping labels were printed around mid-April, but many of the orders never moved past that point. For those that did, most stalled at a different stage in the fulfillment process. Below, I will share the information that I and my mods collected directly from community members. Note that these orders which are missing, so even if my chatters got a delivered notice, the merch was not received for various reasons. So they got delivered notice still, but they didn't get an item? That's crazy. My order was confirmed as delivered by my given UPS tracking number. I've contacted my local UPS and was informed that somehow the address on the label was not my address, as well as the return address not being Araculture's. What? UPS told me that in order to get my order fulfilled properly, I would have to tell Araculture that they would have to resend me my entire order to me. Once I learned my order would have to be resent, I sent an email explaining the situation on June 7, 2025, and still to this date, have not had any contact from Araculture about the situation. After waiting a month for any sort of reply from Araculture and not hearing anything, I contacted my credit card company and disputed the charge. The dispute was ruled in my favor. This person sent 2 updates and never received their order. This other person got a label created, sent an email asking to change addresses before it shipped since I moved, and it took 6 months for them to ship the order, so things change, but it never got a response. You can view the tracking for it here if you want. They barred that out. I just assume it got silently delivered at my old address, but I have no way of knowing. They never got back to me, and I never got a shipping update. This person also got a label printed. Dude, the label printed notification with a return address that is not Araculture and a fake address, that is sus. That is really fucking sus. Label printed, not shipped. Again. Shopify shows on its way. UPS says label created, not yet in system. Are they like gaming the system with this? They're like buying time. Look at this. Label printed, no support ticket. Label printed for second of 2 orders. Label printed, no contact. Label printed. This one says on its way. This one is delivered. One person reached directly via Twitter DMs and was ignored. It feels horrible to see so many of my community members struggling to get what they paid for months and months. They did everything right. They double-checked their address, sending support tickets, waiting a reasonable amount of time. Makes me so sad to see so many people that just wanted to support me and get some cool items treated like this. Even if these orders do eventually get fulfilled or refunded, my and my community isn't trust in Araculture is shot. Oh, my and my community's trust in Araculture is shot. Support tickets aren't answered, Twitter DMs aren't answered. Their inbox is full too, so it's cooked. I understand that the Araculture manager has had a very difficult live events occur this year and has shared struggles with his mental health recently that have made fulfilling merch orders difficult. Person to person, I empathize with him, and I do hope he finds peace. That is partly why I sat on my hands for so long waiting for things to resolve. However, the issues I'm describing have affected not only me, but community members and fellow merch partners since as early as 2023. And the thing is, if no one speaks about it, creators are gonna keep doing drops with them, so good thing they're finally talking about it. As I said before, I'm far from the only creator affected by these issues at Araculture, which is one of the reasons I'm speaking about this publicly. Many of you have probably already seen Captain Hannah's statement. Oh, I haven't seen this yet, but I saw that she put out the doc and I wanted to go through it. Captain Hannah's merch drop, I remember seeing it and thought it was so cool, and this made me want to work with them. And that's crazy that now that I know that these people got scammed, I'm like, wow, if they never put out these Google Docs, more people like me would have gotten scammed too. Milkie has also had a significant issues with her merch partnership and has also now shared this publicly. We also have that doc to get through. Of the 9 Araculture merch partners I reached out to, including Hannah and Milkie, to inquire about their merch release, 8 confirm that they were having similar long-standing issues that have not been fixed. 8 out of 9, guys, including lack of payment and missing orders. We have agreed that we will each follow our own comfort levels regarding public statements, and more statements may come out in time. So yeah, if you're a VTuber looking to affiliate themselves with a merch company, definitely don't use them. Working with Araculture, doc. Since the door is open, I will be speaking on my personal experience with this situation, aligning my situation with other VTubers involved. This feels like the only course of action for me since I've reached out many times with large time frame with little success. First of all, I'd like to apologize to all my viewers who graciously purchased merchandise to support me. I have no idea I would end up with an outcome like this. I'm going to try to be as thorough as possible so no one is left in the dark, even though I was, and frankly still am, in the dark, but I will provide all I can on my end to the absolute best of my abilities. About 1.5 years ago, I released merch with Araculture. Our planning and evaluation of the merch line began in February 2024. Around May of 2024, we announced the merch drop and I went live with the announcement, and seemingly everything went well. However, over the course of that time, I had been receiving many comments on multiple platforms about the orders not arriving or coming up missing. As this was brought to my knowledge, I would reach out to them multiple times and actively ask on my viewers' behalf about the orders and the comments that I was seeing. I would be suited time and time again about the orders getting fulfilled, but it seemed to me that the amount of comments I would get from viewers outweighed the outcome. I believe that this was just an attempt to pacify me. Here, I'm just checking again. So this is her like inquiring again over here. Hello Hannah, I'll double check on this for you today. Haha, thank you, no problems. Seem like they're going out in a batch next week on Monday. Hiya, is there confirmation of the order sent out now? No response. And then a few days later, she pings again. Yes, I can confirm, a batch just went out again yesterday. My shop is closed until I can fulfill all and any missing orders. Well, it doesn't seem like it. Please send confirmation emails out since people are still asking me and I have no answers for them. So are they all just doing this by hand? Because there's no like confirmation system. Usually it's all automatically. You ship an order, there's an email that goes with it. What is wrong with these merch companies? They're all like not doing well. I keep receiving constant messages like this. Has nothing shipped still? Still haven't gotten my Oli plush. Unfortunately, it will never arrive. They say, I've been in constant contact with Redacted. I've even given him a refund because his item have had trouble arriving to his address. Unfortunately, this person is not the only one. There are others. Please refer them to my Twitter so I can solve any other issues. My DMs are open. Was it not the spreadsheet? As far as I know, I don't have any other Hana orders. Uh-oh. Well, that's worrying if he says he doesn't have any other Hana orders. So he says, I have records of 300 orders that have had items from your drop market as archived / fulfilled. I'll go through them again and see what's up. Yeah, because at this point, people have said it's been over a year now, and dude, over a year waiting for your merch, ouch. I really don't know how to answer them. It makes me feel awful because it seems like they're getting scammed and people turn to me and I have no idea what to say. And sadly, at some point, I might have to say something publicly since it looks very bad on everyone's behalf at this point. I'd really rather not though. He responds, I'll get to the bottom of it. I always offer refunds to people as well. Well, that kind of aged like milk. I have over 38,000 orders fulfilled, so usually it's just a case of missing or lost mail. Yeah, because they're printing fake shipping label. I'm one of them too. I ordered a review and Hana VTuber too from there. It stinks having to wait for merch for over a year and nothing. The last time Araculture contacted me was 5 months ago and still no merch has come through. Dating back to the very first pre-order launch, I would be pinging the Ara Discord server and eventually pinging in the DMs about the orders people were now receiving. I believe these screenshots are not the only times I've reached out, not including my mods reaching out personally and my viewers reaching out to my mods for answers as well. My mods would receive multiple DMs from viewers asking for help, and I was the one to pass along that information to Ara when the client's email DMs were not responded. Their responsibility fell upon my moderators and I, which I did not agree was our job to do. Yeah, Dark Frozen Devs. So, yes, if you didn't get your order, just get a charge back. But you did, thank God. And the owner of the company said that he's totally fine with the orders being charged back, and actually preferred that way because he had a trouble with his account and he got locked out of it. So I cannot speak for others, but doing so resulted in an incredibly anxiety and strain upon myself each time it was brought to my attention. I personally did not have answers for anyone since I do not work for Ara and I have no hand in any business activity. Again, she reaches out to them saying, I'm so sorry, I know it's stressful, but I'm very concerned about a viewer's order though. And this is a situation where they had printed the shipping label and it was in the process of being packed. But the address in that email was still his old address. And they've replied to the original email chain with an image of the shipping label email asking for clarification on where it will actually be sent. After a decent amount of orders that were reported to them, my mods generously put together a spreadsheet for this company. That is crazy that they had to do all of this work for Araculture when they should be doing this. They sent them the spreadsheet, no answer. And she checked back, wow. She sent them the spreadsheet in March, 18 March. On March 31st, she pings them back again. On April 2nd, pings them back, no answer. As far as I can personally see, I believe that it has been updated, being updated as time goes on. And according to my mods, this number has grown from a few to 300 plus like it is now. Wait, there's 300 plus people that didn't get their merch? That's a shit ton. I've also attached the screenshots of when I was asking many times about the orders since I had mentioned I was getting comments on my tweets and in streams of viewers not getting their merch at all. I feel like the viewers were inclined to message my mods and make comments about their missing orders since they were asked to DM Araculture and email them. However, that was to no avail, so they most likely felt inclined to reach directly out to me or my mod, which is perfectly understandable. However, I did not have information to give to them, unfortunately, which resulted in me feeling incredibly guilty and confused. And she still didn't get any answers when she personally asked many times. They got 318 missing orders at this point. Orange is check emails and green is delivered. To my knowledge of the document of orders, out of the 300 lines of orders, there are 7 that are green. On other occasions, I would receive replies such as these, whereas I wasn't quite sure how to respond and frankly made me feel a bit uncomfortable. In a conversation regarding business, I felt I was caught off a bit off guard since I unfortunately don't have any resolution for them. So he just sends her a message saying, just checked all order status. We're about 90% complete in orders. The only ones that should be left are the hoodie orders. Those were delayed from the supplier that stole our money. Good news is they are in production right now and should be going out soon. There is 4 only orders that I'm sending out tomorrow, which will put us at like 93% done once I do. What they stole from you guys, can you give me the orders from that spreadsheet that are done so my mods can let them know? Yeah, I'll put it together. Or I guess updates on the ones that are shipped, I suppose. Thank you so much. One quick update, full list will drop tomorrow. Sorry for the delay. We just got news. And an oversharing personal family matter. What the fuck? What has that got to do with her? Why is he trauma dumping to her? Also, I believe that after the first initial payment of the pre-order merch, which was on July 2024, I have not received any payment after. However, that fell upon me to ask manually to get paid. In the partner Discord, it states we should ask Aruna for our payouts manually, which I found very odd. I'm unsure if other businesses run in a similar way or if it was just their business alone, but I thought I would include this, and that was part of their contract. I would like to be paid the remaining balance owed, even if the amount is marginal, but at large, I just wish for my viewers' orders to be fulfilled or refunded. I would like to add that this document should come to no surprise to the parties involved, as I stated my hands were tied in this situation while saying that I personally had positive experience with them as people, especially having such great times at meet and greets and cons, but the business actions were not reflected positively. I've enjoyed every second of the meet and greets that were provided by them and loved meeting everyone, and I will never take that for granted. So basically, I mean, good human connections, like face to face, but the business side, she basically got scammed. Her viewers got scammed, and that sucks. And there's a time where, I mean, kindness only gets you that far if you're not delivering on your part of the deal. They seem totally unprepared. Unprepared and not knowing how to deal with online order and supply chain for bigger projects. Exactly. Or I think they might have run out of capital and they can't even like order the production items and then try to stall time. No worries, Cruel. But it's weird that everything's not automated. Like with Market, I would get my payments automatically. That is odd. 7 on 300. Yes, 7 on 300 delivered is an epic fail. As of today, October 7, 2025. Okay, so she got an update. I received an update on the orders last night. I personally would love to see all the orders fulfilled. However, I only believe that I received this message due to the pressure that was put on them publicly, and I will simply believe it when I see it. I still in my heart believe that this information should still be known, but I would like to add this very recent part anyways. However, I believe it's too little too late at this point in time to be receiving a message like this. Took me a bit longer, but this is what I did, he says. I combed through 300 orders and found these. For all of these orders, I packed everything I could and issued full refunds for anything I didn't have, so they don't have to wait any longer for their money back or orders. This should be everything. If it's not, please just let me know and I'll do the same thing for anyone who comes up. But as far as I know, this is everyone I could find. These are all going out tomorrow morning. I'll send a video of me personally dropping them off. It's crazy that he's doing this himself too, by the way. All tracking numbers have been sent via email and will be updated tomorrow around 4 p.m. PST. I'll be emailing 2 people in the list because I was not able to issue a refund on Shopify due to the way they paid. I will be issuing refunds to them through PayPal. If there is anything else I can do, or if you have any questions about it, about any of this, please let me know. At the end of the day, please know I'm not trying to cancel anyone whatsoever. I don't wish to burn anyone to the ground. I wish him nothing but the best for his family and personal issues. But I just want accountability and concrete proof the orders are fulfilled according or given refunds effective immediately. But yeah, this is super unprofessional. And then she does an apologies to her viewers. This is yikes. Oi, you! Yeah, you. Hi. If you're not subscribed to my second channel, I don't know what you're doing with your life. So take a moment, press the like button, press the subscribe button, and hit that notification bell on. And thank you so much. I appreciate you. Now let's get back into the video. And there's also another one. On top of that one, there is also Avalamp that says she's had the same issues, saying, if you are wondering what happened to the VTuber Summer Block Party merch, I've had the same issues. No response on how much was sold or paid out for my portion of it. My own personal purchase had a label made, but nothing shipped. Araculture had not responded to my inquiries. I was really excited to work with them, but I have ended up heartbroken for myself and my community. It's so hard as a small indie VTuber to get merch made, so to have things like this happen is devastating. Merch company messed up really bad. Yeah, but with Shopify, there is a level of automatization. So it's odd that they're doing it so manually. I think they moved a lot of their process manually so they could control what's in and out. That's why I think they ran out of capital. And then they're using the pre-order money to try to fulfill production. They're trying to onboard other creators, but they can't fulfill the orders. So Milkie document starts with, this document exists to clearly and respectfully share my experience as a creator partner with Araculture, the goal of bringing transparency, accountability, and resolution to issues that have impacted both creators and the community. This is not an attempt to start hostility. I have always admired and appreciated the people at Araculture as individuals, and I recognize the difficulties of running small independent brand. However, the way the company handled communication, payouts, and merchandise distribution has left both creators and fans without the products or trust they deserve. Many community members have waited months for their orders. Some have never received them, and creators have gone unpaid despite contractually binding agreements. My goal is simply to ask that these orders be fulfilled and that an apology be extended to those who supported us in good faith. The merchandise collection for Milkie launched on June 30, 2024. Fans immediately began purchasing items as shown in receipts and fan posts confirming orders placed as early as June 30, 2024. However, the Araculture creator dashboard, the platform meant to show real-time sales and commission reports, does not display any data before October 2024. Wait, what? Okay, so all of the orders placed on June 30th aren't showing up on their dashboard. The first visible orders appeared only after October 11, meaning that all orders placed between June and October are unaccounted for. This gap includes numerous fan purchases, including one confirmed instance where a supporter showed me that their merchandise in person at TwitchCon 2024, further proof that orders and payments were happening months before any official records appeared. Section 2, breach of contract and manipulative communication. Under Section 3 of the signed contract between myself and Araculture LLC, the company agreed to pay 25% of online transactions and convention sales related to the sale of merchandise that includes the likeness of said creator. Section 4 further states the payment will be made through the Creator Hub when requested, and Section 6 specifies that all orders made within the contract period will be fulfilled and duties will still be paid. Thank you, Shimazu. Despite these clauses, no full payments were made. Convention sales were unreported and orders remained unfulfilled. Yeah, they might not, but if they are a company using Shopify, they do offer onboarding. But not sure how they set up their online store, but it seems like it wasn't efficient. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I know Shopify do offers onboarding. I mean, this person is showing the dashboard. That usually like calculates your share automatically. By the way, I like how this document is clear so far and structured. It's like really well done. Despite these clauses, no full payments were made. Convention sales were unreported. Well, that's a big thing, by the way, because they sold merch in person, but they were not listed because it's like probably all done under the table, and other orders remained unfulfilled. When concerns about payments were raised, Araculture's messages often deflected responsibility by invoking personal struggles such as mental health issues or vague logistical excuses. Tariffs, inflation, staffing. Yeah, but it's not her problem. That's the thing, and there's a pattern here. So he did this to Captain Hana, and now he's doing it to Milkie. While empathy for personal hardship is important, this communication style placed creators in an emotionally manipulative position where expressing concern felt like causing harm. Creators were made to feel guilty for asking about money that they were contractually owed. Also, just seeking further clarification as far as payouts go. Do you have an estimated time frame for processing those? How do you plan to handle adding commission to people dashboards for merchandise sold IRL? I was also wondering for things that were ran through a promotion, let's say the poster sale where it was 2 buy 2 to get 1 free. Do you not plan to provide a commission to the creator for those sales? Right now, my main priority is getting all outstanding orders fulfilled. With rising costs from tariffs and inflation, that has become exponentially more expensive, and I've been putting all available funds towards making sure everything gets shipped out properly. Because of this, I need to pause and reevaluate the payout structure on the dashboard before I can move forward. The last thing I'd want is to risk running out of money and not being able to fulfill orders, which would hurt both you and the customers. What the fuck? But that's not her problem if the tariffs have gone up, though. They signed a contract for 25%. And then he's like, oh, I need to rethink how the payments are made. What do you mean? Since I haven't reopened the shop in a while, there hasn't been any new revenue coming in to help balance things out. Hopefully I explained that correctly. As far for events, I won't be attending any further IRL events this year, and I'm not planning on doing any more VTuber related drops once I fulfill what I'm currently obligated to do. Part of this is because I don't want to risk my health again or upset VTubers I wanted to help due to my personal circumstances I've been facing. So here he's bringing up his mental health. But look, at the end of the day, you accepted this job. This is your work. Like, let's say I work in a retail store. I can't go to my boss every day and be like, oh, I'm not feeling well today. I don't think I'll work. Like, it doesn't work like that. You're affecting other people. It reminds me of that artist from the Doki Bird PC setup. She was using excuses like that too. She was like, I'm recovering from an addiction, and we all thought it was like some big drug use, and it turned out that it wasn't nicotine, that she like stopped smoking cigarettes and everybody kind of facepalmed. Long story short, they fucked up and they wanted to pass the responsibility to others. Also, please do not normalize emotional problems as defense. Thank you, Shimazu. Exactly. Personal problems, talk to them to your therapist, your friends. And when you talk about them to your client, it puts them in a really awkward position. It's not professional. Yeah, having an excuse doesn't make it a good excuse, exactly. Like, yeah, Shimazu, you're so real for this. At various times, Araculture claimed all sales are tracked automatically through Shopify and will show on the creator dashboard. However, as shown in the evidence, the dashboard did not exist until October 2024. Additionally, no convention sales were tracked in the dashboard, and this contradiction demonstrates a pattern of inconsistent information, further damaging transparency and trust. I guess I'm confused because this doesn't answer the question for me. The payout structure was based on contract that had been signed by both parties, and any funds that were allocated towards commission come from products that have already sold, so you should already have the funds set aside from it. Yes, yes, oh my god. She's actually really good at communication. She's holding on to her point, but she's professional about it. I just don't understand how the funds would have had to be managed for this to become such a glaring issue. And I would like further clarification. Will people that request refunds be able to receive them? Will the people that can't have their orders fulfilled be receiving refunds? What about the orders that were waiting for more than a year pre-tariff? This is another creator where the talents have been, her viewers have been waiting for more than a year. For events, while I am sympathetic towards the things you're going through, that doesn't account for what has already occurred. You've sold merchandise at cons and those weren't accounted for or noted in our dashboards. Do you have any way of knowing what you've sold and paying the creators involved their owed shares? I love that she was like, I'm not falling for the trauma dump, a sympathy bait. He responds, I haven't attended many cons this year, only AX and Offkai, both of which I had little to no stock of VTuber merch beside Mythic Arts fan merch. I guess the better way to phrase it is, I need to recalculate what was made because I have to pay more now to ship out items because of tariffs. Again, though, that doesn't change anything. She gets 25% of the sales. Maybe you need to recalculate your own part in all of this, but even if you're losing money on an item, contractually, she's still owed the same amount. Like, it sucks, but it is what it is. The tariffs really impacted a lot of VTuber merch company. Right? It's starting to feel like a Ponzi scheme. I always process refunds to those as long as they follow policy rules. I never hold anything. Anything sold at convention is tracked through Shopify via our POS system, which would be reflected on the dashboard. But then again, the creative dashboard was introduced months after the merch launch, which was only in October, with no retroactive data entered. So from June to October, the data isn't there. This means creators had no way to confirm sales or earnings for over 3 months. Originally, creators could supposedly request payouts by just DMing Araculture and asking for a payout. It was communicated to the creators through a Discord channel labeled payout requests. This channel was later deleted without notice. What? Removing a critical line of communication on the records of payout requests. Insane. Even as of 2025, many community members, including myself, have yet to receive their items. Araculture repeatedly claimed all orders were shipped, but multiple fans reported non-delivery. I have compiled a list of all known orders that have been fulfilled within my community, but I won't be including that for their privacy. Okay, so this is screenshot 10. Claims orders are caught up or would be shipped soon, but of course they didn't get shipped. Section 4, reach out anytime, promise versus real silence. Araculture has often told both creators and customers that they can reach out anytime for updates about orders or delivery timelines. Public statements and direct messages from the company frequently encourage people to DM or email for help, implying that communication is open and responsive. For instance, on X, the brand states, DMs are always open in the meantime. Please feel free to message me about any issues with your orders. However, this promise does not hold true in practice. Multiple community members have documented reaching out several times without ever receiving a reply. This checks out with what the other Google Docs have been saying. There's too much repetition. And remember, guys, allegedly 8 out of 9 merch partners with Araculture have had similar stories. That's crazy. And most of these purchases were pre-tariffs as well. So one of her fans says, I placed emails for help regarding these orders multiple times, starting from May of this year, May 30th, June 14th, June 29th, and July 29th with 0 response. They also listed several unfulfilled purchases, a hoodie, posters, shirts, keychains, ordered between July 1st and July 12th, 2024. This demonstrates a significant gap between Araculture's public reassurance that support is available and the lived experience of customers attempted to get help. Public complaints and ongoing communication failures. Reports of unanswered messages and undelivered products extend beyond my own experience. Across social platforms, users have shared similar frustrations about the company's lack of replies and delayed or missing orders. And the email inbox being full is crazy. They must be getting so many emails of complaints. Other creators have experienced the same thing that I have with their communities and with Araculture. So many fans have expressed that their DMs and emails went unread or unanswered for months, even after public promises that the team was working through all pending orders. While these public acknowledgements of delays or catching up attempt to soften the situation, they failed to address the complete lack of communication with paying customers and partner creators. So what emerges as a repeating cycle? 1. Araculture publicly assures customers that they can contact them at any time. 2. Customers and creators send multiple messages seeking updates. And these things take time, by the way. They're annoying to deal with. And then all of these creators' fans, have to go back, check all of their history, compile them, send them to the mods. The mods have to compile all that. They send it to Araculture, and still the orders aren't being fulfilled and people are left without orders and the creators without money. 3, those messages go unanswered for weeks, months, sometimes years. And 4, Araculture issues vague public posts about working through delays without responding to individuals. The cycle gives the appearance of accessibility while allowing the company to avoid accountability. For many supporters, it created frustration, confusion, and a growing sense of being ignored, especially among those who waited months or even years for merchandise they paid for in good faith. Section 5. This entire situation has been deeply disheartening for me, for my fellow creators, and most importantly for the fans who trusted Araculture with their hard-earned money. I do not wish harm on Araculture or its team. I believe they set out with genuine intentions and simply took on far more than they could manage. But good intentions do not excuse ongoing negligence, miscommunication, and financial mismanagement. Well said. I think we're all on the same page here. Like, again, they seem like good people, but it's not an excuse for this. It's not an excuse to play with people's money and not give them anything. And then also sending out fake shipping label. That part is the more suspect part. At the end of the day, our communities are owed their products. They supported us in good faith, believing in our collaborations and in Araculture's promise to deliver. What I'm asking for is ship all pending orders owed to fans, 2, provide payouts for all creators, and 3, take accountability and issue a public apology to the customers and communities affected, not to me personally, but to those who saved, supported, and believed. These steps would go a long way toward repairing trust and allowing everyone to move forward with dignity and respect. Closing statement, I want to emphasize that this document is not about hatred or drama, it's about accountability and closure. I still appreciate the individuals behind Araculture and hope they found a path forward that honors the trust so many creators once placed in them. But until the community who paid and waited are acknowledged and made whole, this story cannot be left unspoken. It truly breaks my heart to still receive messages from community members waiting so eagerly for their merch, but hearing them lose hope for it. Thank you to everyone who took the time to read this, reached out, or shared their own experiences. Your patience and kindness means everything. That sucks. That's insane. So guys, do not purchase anything from Araculture, and if you're a VTuber or content creator, probably skip out on the partnership with them, because you won't see a cent from it and your viewers won't, unfortunately. Hey, you! Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell button, and I'll see you in the next video.